Hello, everyone. For tonight, I'd like to talk about the thought process behind the first film in my series, which I published in the beginning of this year. In the books, the children are given away by a family friend slash banker named Mr. Poe to a sawmill by the name of Lucky Smells Lumber Mill in order to work there. However, due to copyright reasons and time frame limitations in the video, I decided to make them enter on their own. I also left out the baby character, Sonny, because I could not find a reliable voice actor. I changed the setting from a mill to a factory because I know a popular topic about child labor is how sweatshop conditions are still popular in third world countries, whereas mills are no longer as popular as they used to be. When the children enter the mill in the book, they are greeted by the workers and meet one of the main villain's henchmen posing as their foreman. Again, for both copyright and time limitation reasons, I decided to strike out these elements and head straight to them meeting their guardian slash boss. I chose the design I did because the book describes him as having a shiny green suit and having the distinct trait of smoke completely obscuring his face at all times, in addition to having an unpronounceable name and having everybody call him Sir. I also figured an artistic interpretation could be that the green suit represents his drive for profit above all else, and his smoking nickname, in addition to the fact that the mill workers live in a separate house and never actually see him, represent how corporations act as anonymous entities that are never held personally accountable for their workers. I changed his dialogue entirely from the books to hammer in this fact, i.e., viewing people as assets rather than full human beings. Because I had to get rid of the foreman from the book who trips him, the boy breaks his glasses by working carelessly on his own, although you can argue the way it happened in the book was also due to his own carelessness. Yet again, for copyright and time reasons, when he arrives at the eye doctor's, the main villain Count Olaf is no longer there, but the eye doctor herself is there. I kept her name from the books, Dr. Orwell, because I felt that in conjunction with the fact her profession, the eye, is symbolic of Big Brother, it reflects the corporate propaganda vibe that I wanted to emphasize with her character accurately. In the book, it is never fully shown or stated how she hypnotized the boy, although it's emphasized later on in the book she uses the word "looky" as a trigger word. I knew from hearing other people's work stories, they would often hear, "You have no idea how lucky you are to work at such a great company," when they complained about their poor conditions to coworkers or family members, so I decided to use words to that effect when she hypnotizes him. I decided to skip the part of the book where Sir threatens to fire the children and the girl reads the book, because it relied entirely on Count Olaf being there, and head straight to the last parts of the book where the boy is unhypnotized. However, I decided to use the word lucky as the untrigger word too because I could not find a way to fit the actual word from the book in it in a way that would make sense. In the book, the doctor swords fights with the baby's teeth, but since I didn't have the baby to work with, I changed it to sword fighting with the boy who used the tool he was working with instead. In the book, the doctor dies by saw blade, but in order to both keep things public appropriate and because there are no saw blades in a steamy sweatshop, she dies by backing up into a vat instead. Finally, since there's no Mr. Poe in the beginning, he isn't there in the end either. The children are on their own after Sir lets them go.